What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another video here on the channel, and today we're going to be talking about McDonald's because they got themselves into some trouble with a very recent promotion that they did in Portugal regarding some ice cream. Now, you guys got to remember that we do live in the era of perpetual offendedness. Like, you can't really do much anymore where people are not going to get offended. Like, you do or say pretty much anything and people will be upset by it. Someone will be upset by it, and I think this story is a pretty good example of that. Even in the business world, you bring out a brand new item that you think people are going to enjoy, even if it's a very limited run in a very limited area, and it's going to get blown up into possibly an international story. Even if it's not correlated to anything directly and it really isn't that big of a deal, potentially, people are going to make a big deal out of nothing, and, problems can arise out of it. So if you guys were unaware, like if you don't use Twitter or anything, because this did trend on Twitter, this has become a pretty major news story, and honestly, I don't think it really deserved to be. If you guys have watched my channel before, you probably already know how I'm going to respond to this story, and what my thoughts and opinions are on this one, so we're going to go ahead and dissect this one in a minute, but I knew about this before it kind of blew up, okay? Like, when they were first reporting on this whole thing, I was seeing articles on it because I'm woke, you know what I'm saying? I got the inside scoop, no pun intended. I'm just on one, man. I'm on top of everything. I'm always on it, man, and before it even trended, I knew what was going on, and I was like, okay, this probably isn't really that big of a deal. But dude, it blew up, and it was one of the top trending things in the United States when I looked last night. I was like, there is no way this is one of the most popular news stories for the world. But McDonald's, they got themselves into some trouble over ice cream. Over ice cream, folks. Well, anyways, McDonald's, they brought out a promotional item in Portugal called the Sunday Bloody Sunday. Okay, now the Sunday, this is nothing special, honestly. It's not anything that's gonna knock your socks off, if we're being honest. I'm gonna show you guys the advertisement here. I'm gonna go ahead and give you a trigger warning here because honestly, it's pretty horrifying. Apparently, it's gotten people upset. So all it really appears to be is just some vanilla soft serve ice cream with like a red drizzled syrup on top of it. Honestly, it's not really anything special. I mean, I would try it. I think it looks pretty good. If they had this at a limited participating McDonald's for a limited time only, I would probably go purchase a cup of it and try it, man. However, this was a limited run in Portugal only, so the fact that this blew up the way that it did, I think, is kind of ridiculous. Now, I want you to take that into consideration too. This took place in Portugal, and the reason that this blew up is because apparently people were offended by the name Bloody Sunday. Now, if you are unaware of why that actually offends people, it's because on January 30th, 1972, in Northern Ireland, 14 people were killed by British military when unarmed civilians were shot to death during protests. Now, this was called Bloody Sunday. It was pretty big international news at the time. It is a pretty significant historical event, especially in the region, and people figured for some reason that McDonald's just can't use the term Bloody Sunday for an ice cream because this happened. So I'm gonna be honest with you guys, and I think if you've watched my channel before, you probably know this, but I'm not particularly offended by this. Now, here's the reason I'm not particularly offended by an ice cream, okay? Now, take a look at this promotional material here. You see this, right? Sunday Bloody Sunday. Now, of course, I understand the historical context behind why people are upset and whatnot, but first off, this is in a different country, okay? It's not like this is in Northern Ireland, okay? So it's in a different country. Number two, it's clearly a Halloween-themed promotional thing. It's only taken place around Halloween. The ice cream itself is a Halloween-themed ice cream. It makes no reference to the historical event, so I don't really see a reason to be offended. As a matter of fact, it looks pretty good. Wait, hey, hang on. 1 equals 2, hold on. Yo, that says, na compre de Sunday oferta de otro, bro. That means, I'm pretty sure that means 2 for the price of 1. Google Translate just told me that basically means 2 for the price of 1. How is anyone offended by this? 2 for the price of 1? Have you seen this? So McDonald's, of course, they responded. Now, every time something like this happens, the corporate always responds. Now, McDonald's, of course, they responded by saying that it was not intended to be an insensitive reference to any historical event and that they sincerely apologize for any offense or distress that this may have caused. They explained that these adverts were designed as a Halloween celebration, go figure, like I tried telling you, but the promotion had been canceled. So because people got offended for a completely different reason, they have now canceled this promotion. People who may have wanted to try this menu item are now not allowed to because people on the internet have gotten offended over something that this is not related to, might I add. Now here's the crazy thing. Here's the thing I really want to add to this whole thing. BBC News actually contacted the family of one of the victims of the shooting on Bloody Sunday, okay, to see what they thought about this whole campaign, about the Sunday Bloody Sunday McDonald's ice cream campaign. And you're never gonna believe what the family thinks, okay, because go figure, it's just ice cream. They say, I have to say, it's not that offensive to me. This is in Portugal and highly unlikely that people there have sat down with the intention to offend about the events here in Ireland. Perhaps just in their innocence that they have settled on the slogan without making any connection to the actual Bloody Sunday. And the crazy thing is that there have been several Bloody Sundays throughout history. If you actually look back at it, there have been several of these different events that have been, deemed Bloody Sunday. This is not the only one that has ever happened. Where is the moral outrage for all of the other Bloody Sundays that have occurred? I don't see anyone else crying for all the other people who dealt with all the other ones, you know what I'm saying? But it's just this one that everyone's upset about? You know what I'm saying? What's the, where do we draw the line on where you can get offended on that term? And why is everyone getting offended on behalf of these people when they're not upset? The actual families who dealt with the tragedy themselves are not even offended. And they don't think it's a big deal, yet people on the internet are deeming that an entire country is canceled and have gotten this promotion completely shut down because they deem it offensive. And I think that that's kind of ridiculous considering that it's just a fucking cup of ice cream. Like I want you to sit down and think about that, like real long and hard. I want you to really fire the neurons up on this one. People really got upset over the name of a cup of ice cream to the point that they got it completely taken out of the stores because they, on behalf of the actual families of a tragedy, deemed that it was too bad. You know what I'm saying? In a completely different region of the world, may I add. Now, this is not the first time that something like this has happened, okay? In 2013, a bar in London's Covent Garden apologized for serving a Sunday Bloody Sunday cocktail. Now, unlike McDonald's little ice cream here, the drink caused outrage among the Irish customers because it was served with a plastic toy soldier. This one I can actually see being a problem because, well, it's making a direct reference to the historical event. It's, kind of mocking it, and it was actually condemned by campaigner Kate Nash, whose brother William Nash was among one of the people who died on Bloody Sunday. But McDonald's made a cup of ice cream, and people got so upset about this that it trended. Like, isn't there better things that people could be upset about than a cup of McDonald's ice cream? You know what I'm saying, man? And if I'm being honest here, like, this might be more of a conspiracy than anything here, but I'm just gonna keep it real with you guys. I think at this point, people probably knew that this wasn't even referring to Bloody Sunday, and they deep down, they knew that this wasn't even a big deal. But they felt the need to make a big deal out of it, and they felt the need to be upset about it because they had nothing else going on. They had nothing else to be upset about at that point in time. They had nothing else going on in the world that they could get themselves riled up over, because there are people out there who they feel the need to like see things like this and legitimately be mad about them to the point that they get shit like this shut down. And it's ridiculous, and to normal people like us, it just doesn't make sense because it's a complete waste of time and it's energy that you could literally spend doing anything else and it would be more productive to society. But to people like this, they think this is like a moral victory, like, wow, bro, can you believe it? We shut down McDonald's promotion on ice cream. Like, congrats, bro. 37 restaurants in Portugal, or however many, stopped selling this ice cream that wasn't related to this event. And you made a big news story and you gained no clout off of the entire thing. And all you did was cause people headache. You caused a company headache over ice cream. You got the news to report on something. I guess that maybe is something you can brag about, but I don't see people honestly getting upset over shit like this. Like, there's no way someone could look at that and honestly twist it, at least from my perspective. Like, maybe I'm just different. I don't know. Maybe I can't do it physically or something. I don't know. But I just can't see myself sitting here and looking at a cup of ice cream and just getting so upset about it that this happens. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, that's going to be it for this video, you guys. Thank you for watching. If you did enjoy, make sure to leave a like. Subscribe if you're brand new around here on my channel. Follow me over on Twitter at @SubToOptimus. I post memes, thoughts, and updates over there. Surefire way to get notifications of all my newest content. Join the Discord down below. Lots of great things going on down there as well. Thank you to my channel members. Your support helps my channel tremendously. And until my next video, guys, this is Optimus, upset over a cup of ice cream, and signing out.